Hi. So today it's currently day 2 of Oldham Cup. I didn't get to vlog last night because I cried. But yeah. So we're gonna do some team reflection and then we'll go get breakfast today. This is the fit. No, it's not really the fit yet, but yeah. Yeah. I guess. See you later.
Your love, the scent of love has been dried out. The voice you gave me has been already dried out.
Reflect anh vậy đam kìa sao?
Cái nó đặt ở đâu kìa? Thì nó đặt ở đâu này? Khơi này, xong sai này.
Did the hand.
Andrew Duffy is fixing his sweat.
That's me. Yeah, need the hand thing there, bro.
Hey, go into your mind. Go into your mind. Go into your mind.
This one?
No. 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 Yes. No, I can't tell, bro. I can't tell.
Yes.
Because like your brain is foggy right now. I can't really see. Like my two options is either that one or the middle one.
Oh.
Yeah, that too.
You know, you can type it in.
The fogginess, you know.
And now that will fade, no blossoms for us. We don't have any white nights, no sunlight.
How much a drip cost? $15.
That's the one.
Do round 4, which is an impromptu round. We are beginning with age group and round. So we do need to bear that in mind.
Vlog. Say hi, guys. Say hi.
Hi everyone. We are going to wait 5 more minutes because we have had a grand drive on ACS. Those of us who are ACS all know yes, so the whole team has been taken to ACS. Well,
7 minutes. 7 minutes is the average time in which most public defenders are able to spend on their assigned case. 7 minutes isn't enough to determine life or death. For the betterment of the criminal justice system, you propose 2 things in this speech. First on characterization, and then secondly on arguments. First on how AI is more reliable and objective, and then secondly on the transparency and the accountability mechanism of the artificial intelligence that is used. First on characterization then, what is the criminal justice system?
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all it takes for all sorts of crime to be committed before reinforcement arrives in time. 7 minutes is enough to determine life and death. Before I move on to my main argument, my third main argument about how implementation of AI will serve more justice in society, I'll provide you with some rebuttals from this side of the house. I think what I would want to first rebuild what our first speaker said, because the rebuttals seem to be too uncharitable for us. Because they tell us to rebut with the idea of implicit and subconscious bias.
Even if these officers and judges are responsible, they haven't proved why one, there isn't accountability on their side of the house, because you don't prove the probability of a judge and like a police officer being better just because they have the responsibility to do so. But secondly, I'll also show you how we are also more accountable under our side of the house in my second clash. But then the next 7 minutes of my speech will also show you why AI will be used more and how it's actually justified then, right? 2 issues in this speech then. Firstly, on reliability. Second, on accountability and accessibility. Before I
that English is expensive to opt into and to establish in the first place. English institutions and schools are difficult to establish in the first place for things such as local or developing countries because it's not something that they have worked on. I'll explain that further in my speech. The rebuttal on access to the global economy. Yes, it is true. UK and US and French are superpowers. And why is that so necessarily harmful? This proposition proposes a world that in order to solve their ethnic divide, you have to neglect both groups and then choose a colonizer's language. 3 things in my speech then. First, are a few rebuttals. Secondly, a few extensions on why there will be a loss of development for countries, and then thirdly, on the loss of culture. Rebuttal said, firstly, they talked about investments being pushed into these developing nations. The end goal of both teams is to prove to you that we will have development for these developing nations. We have 2 responses.
Like their whole case does not rebut or rebut why the quality actually gets worse for foreign teachers in the first place, right? Therefore, they can't adjust to the curriculum, hence why there's a worse outcome under their side of the house. 3 issues I want to note in this speech that I'll try to cover then. Firstly, on the quality of education under both sides of the house. Secondly, why you're not uplifting lifestyles under your side of the house, focusing on the cultural aspects as well, even if it's like the curriculum is actually in English. Then thirdly, the clash on fulfillment as well. Firstly, on the
Hi. We just
won a round.
We just won
I'm happy.
round 4. Although we thought we lost, but we won. And now we're eating ni ram. Oh, but hai chua ke get sponsor. Cost sponsor. Yeah, this is my noodle. You have anything to say, Kupung?
Everyone here is eating seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. I can't have it.
Why do you use chopsticks like that? That's healthy for you.
What?
Use it.
How do you use it?
No, we really use it across.
Oh, like this? I can do it both.
I do that too.
I can do it both ways.
Or give me a chopstick?
If I'm handling something more delicate, I do this. But if it's like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I guess not. Pull out your inner Matt Stoney. No. Bro, are you yanked out of it? Ah. Pause. No, I'm pretty bad. 3 what?
Additional.
Wait, how many more rounds do you have? 2?
Only 2.
Oh, so you
Soup is good. I tried that too.
Only 3 round
แต่อันนี้ด้วยอัดเนียนไอ้หมอ
have 3 rounds? Okay, whatever. Can you say something, Bong? Message to future you.
Survive, okay, with this kid.
Aw.
And I hope next year you don't come as their judge.
Come as
With this kid. With this kid. This kid right here.
she loves me. Oh, correct.
Yeah. Not pay gap, but like pay in general.
อัปเดตบอกว่าไปในเบนด้วยนะแท้
Hi, we're currently gonna surprise Kupong. See.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Nag-amutak. Amutak ba niya?
3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Nhưng xung dâu anh Sam thật buồn. Mời cho bạn.
Let's sit around and drink some sake, and we can argue about the same thing. Talk about neighbors on the front porch.
This is day 3 of Oldham.
Can you pass me my time?
And we're going to the bangers.
What fuck can he put on me?
We are doing 2 rounds before we go to lunch. So, please note, all
I think your sisters are.
Before I move on to main substance on justification and how we prevent crimes better, I want to tackle a few pieces of characterization. Firstly, what does encrypted data look like in the status quo? We tell you encrypted data are all data, messages, text, everything that's done on these tech platforms. Usually they are hidden from the public and not accessible by the public. But what you should recognize here is that it is not accessible by the public, but it is still accessible by these tech companies. These tech companies can...
Because our criminal justice system and our society as a whole is a system that is proactive, but not only just reactive to like crimes that occur under both sides of the house. But it's not symmetric on the level of safety, because understand that on our side, we are more proactive. So proud to propose. Before I move on to argumentations, right, I just want to point out a few pieces of engagement. Firstly, on the fundamental rights of human privacy, right? They're not able to. We told you is that hey, they are not the right to privacy. Or the right to privacy should be. The right to privacy should be weighed over. Should not be weighed over the right to safety, because as so far as you're able to feel safe within your society, this is when you're able to practice your right to your right to privacy. Your right to privacy. As so far as you feel safe in your state in the first place, this is when you're able to actually. This is when you're actually able to practice your right to privacy. But then secondly.
That safety is a prerequisite to enacting change. Without safety, movements cannot get enough buy-in to gather enough public support to oppose against governments. This is why on their side of the house, they are unlikely to achieve change. For these reasons then, we are so proud to propose. 2 things in my speech then. Firstly, on setups, and then secondly, on why, on their side, they're unlikely to achieve structural change.
Safety is a prerequisite for change, and change is a prerequisite for buy-in, which is a prerequisite for more change. Insofar as their side of the house is not able to prove to you that in the status quo or in their way of approaching it in a retaliating way, that it can get buy-in, it can get change at the end of the day. We don't think it can get more buy-in and get more change at the end of the day because we provide you with analysis of safety, for example. Before I move on to our main, an extension on why their side of the house comparatively do not get help from things like external support, for example, and secondly on how they flip their argument on how they create a veneer or how it's actually possible, which actually harms the people in the movement in the first place.
Opposition says that when you see the blood of your family shedding on the street, you'll suddenly feel this kind of obligation to go and jump into the fire and to save your family, to protest for them, to go against and rebel against the family, to support them. Why is that not necessarily true? Because psychologically, when you see your family dying, you're going to fear the oppression of the government. You're going to fear your own life. You're going to fear other members of your family. You're going to be targeted by that old same regime that killed other members of your family, and you're not going to respond by rebelling them. You're going to concede into what the government tells you, because you're going to want to protect other members of your family, and you do not want them to be targeted as well.
cafeteria. So come here to eat. Like this is where we're currently at. So we just finished round 7, no round 6. We won round 5, that was great. We lost round 6. And now we are waiting, no I'm waiting for everyone to come